Welcome everyone to my yard. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Laurier Gagne. Some of you may actually recognize my voice through the Equinox tutorial series I created. We're actually going to create a test bed today, and we're going to take a look at some of the clad and how it rings up, and I'm going to change some of the settings, and we're going to get to the bottom of all of this. We have a bunch of coins that we've selected for our test, and let's see what the results are going to be. Eric is testing out the test garden, planting the stuff in the test garden. I already took out the Equinox, and just for fun, I was just going over some of this stuff. And I must say it wasn't exactly what I expected. I think maybe all of us might be a little surprised of what these results are going to be. All right, we did a manufacturer reset. Everything is back down to the default settings. We're first going to start with Park 1 and default settings. We're choosing Park to start with because it's recommended to use Park in, parks and places that you're going to find today's clad and newer clad and stuff like that. So here we go.
When I hit it with my full swing, I can hear that high tone. It finishes on a 15 on my way out as it hits the edge of the coil. It's giving me that nickel signal, but the center of the coil is giving me a lower. And when I get the full swing, I hear both.
Now we'll try the 2016 5-cent. Where is it? There's nothing at all? You sure? Like nothing? There's no iron grunt? Nothing, right?
No?
Nothing.
Let's hit the horseshoe.
Okay. Negative. It's just trashing it.
Yep. Let's change it to Park 2.
Let's go over the nickel again.
Default doesn't have the horseshoe.
No.
I would dig that.
I would dig that. What a difference between mode 1 and mode 2.
Huge difference.
Wow. Where is it?
I would dig that.
I would dig that.
Now let's try it without its default discrimination pattern.
Some the negatives.
It's coming into the negative once in a while, and you can hear a bit of an iron grunt in there.
But you can hear how it sounds the same.
But it doesn't change much. Park 1 default settings. Choppy 14, 13, 15.
19.99 10 cents. Still, the 14 is.
Let's look at the
14's repeatable.
The new 2008 10 cent. Wow.
Nowhere.
It's
Blank
invisible.
again.
Nothing.
Blank again.
Okay. Now let's try it with the discrimination.
Horseshoe on? Horseshoe.
No discrimination.
All metal.
I'm getting iron.
It's funny, eh?
Shouldn't be iron in that coin.
No, but I noticed the other one too, the 5 cent.
Let's try the 2008 without discrimination. It's solid negative, solid.
Just negative.
Ferrous. Okay.
Yeah, the difference will be between mode 1 and mode 2.
Yeah, so let's switch it into Park 2. 99 dime.
So the default without.
Default. Park 2.
Okay.
I can hear that. I can hear that well.
That's stupid.
10 cent 2008. We couldn't hear that one at all. It was just in the negative. With 2,
Park 2, here we have it. There
Park
it
2,
is.
it's coming up. It's shining through up into the 12, 13. Let's remove discrimination. Similar, doesn't shoot as high, and you can hear the iron grunt. Get the horseshoe.
So at least you're getting it
It's
in mode
jumpy,
2. Wow.
but you hear it. The dime is very similar to the results of the 5 cent. So essentially when you throw it in 2, from Park 1 to Park 2, you could hear it much better. The dime, the 2008 dime, you couldn't even hear it. It was completely discriminated, put into the fairest category. As soon as we put it in Park 2, it was shining through, coming in, bouncing from 2, 3, up into 13, 14, 15, and we could hear it. So that's really good.
That's interesting.
And now we're back into Park 1, default setting. We have a 25 cent, 1974, should be coming in as nickel. Let's check it out.
Sounds nice.
13,
That's high.
15.
And that was a loud vehicle.
So that's where you expect that to be.
Yeah, in the nickel ring.
Yeah. Now let's stay into Park 1 default. Let's go listen to the 2014 25 cent.
Yeah. At least you can hear it though.
You can hear it.
And that's mode 1. You can
It's
hear
choppy, and it's
choppy.
low.
Listen to that, eh? It chops.
Yeah.
Eck.
Okay.
Doesn't sound that great.
Let's
Try with horseshoe.
remove discrimination. You can hear the iron
We got
grunt.
more happening though.
Yeah.
But still, it doesn't sound good to dig as a quarter.
So we would just switch it in 2, see the difference?
Back to mode 2, yeah, let's...
Park 2?
Yep.
So that was 1, Park 2,
Ooh! Hear that?
much better.
Still a low number
It's still
though.
a low number, but it jumps in. I saw a 7, I saw an 8. It sounds much better.
In 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Even without discrimination. I mean, with discrimination.
Yeah. And what about that?
The
74,
1974.
which sounded decent.
Even. It's higher.
It's even better.
I think it's even better. So all in all, mode 2 is better on clad. I'm going to do a quick summary of the clad nickels, dimes, and quarters. After reviewing what I captured during the test, I created this chart. As we saw in our test, Park 1 default settings omitted the nickel and dime, except for the quarter. It rang into the positive numbers. As soon as you remove the discrimination, all the target IDs landed in the negatives. But in Park 2, with the discrimination, the quarter tone rang in much higher. The 1987 $1 coin is composed of 0.915 nickel, 0.85 bronze, and it rang in nicely. The 2013 is composed of steel core and brass plating. In Park 1, it omitted the clad Looney in the same way as it reacted to the other steel core coin, except for the quarter.
Back at Park 1 default settings, we're going to try a 96 $2 toonie.
Solid.
That's a really tight signal right there.
Definitely did that. The $2 coin up until 2012, the outer ring consists of 0.999 nickel, the outer circle consists of 0.290 copper, 0.60 aluminum, 0.02 nickel.
So now in Park 1, we'll try a 2016 toonie.
From 2012 to present, the outer circle consists of steel core and nickel plate. The inner circle consists of aluminum, bronze, with a brass plating.
Part 2.
Both $2 coins came in nice and clear both in Park 1 and Park 2. Bias. All right. So the difference between Mode 1 and Mode 2, Park 1 and Park 2, iron bias in Park 1 is set at 6, whereas Park 2, it's set to 0 iron bias. Could that be why it trashes it? Yeah, 2 does put emphasis on the higher frequency, therefore it will
Respond better to lower conductor.
which nickel is a lower conductor.
Right. So should we test just to see for fun in Park 1 if we brought down that iron bias to 0, would it make a difference?
Yeah, that'd be a great test. Let's try that out.
Okay.
Let's try that out.
So I'm back to Park 1. Factory defaults, but we've brought the iron bias down to 0 instead of 6. Now I'm going to go right to the clad. Actually, I'm going to go right to the dime, which was completely invisible in Park 1 default.
No, so the iron bias doesn't affect it. Not enough to make it disappear. It's not it.
Yeah.
It's not the iron bias.
So definitely Park 2, I believe, would be the best setting if you're going to be metal detecting for Canadian clad specifically. Went from completely invisible in Park 1 default settings to something I would dig. Definitely, you could hear it into the nickel range when you had it on Park 2. So
Cool. There you go. There you have it. Now you want to know how to find the Canadian clad. We just showed you the settings and its reactions. And I'm actually really, really impressed. It wasn't what I was expecting. I thought there was more to it, I guess you can say. There was more to it. But I am actually very surprised. And I'm really happy because the next coin challenge I have with Eric, he's going to be in trouble. I'm using Park 2. I think. Anyways,
yeah.
you
Just
can find it with
for a bit of insight here. We had done an air test video a while ago on Canadian coins that we have on our channel, and we had used Park 2 because we wanted 50 tones. We wanted to hear the difference between just a few target ID numbers, so we set it to Park 2. We didn't even really realize how significant putting it in Park 2 is. We've tried that air test again a while ago. It was in Park 1, and we were like, that's not what I remember it sounding like. What's going on? And I think today we've just concluded that, Park 2 is so essential to hear that Canadian coin.
It is. That's awesome. Thank you so much for your help, baby.
You're welcome.
That was fun.